Welcome to session 12 of Employment and Education Support webinar series. My name is Vishnu Sundaram. I'm an occupational therapist with the Bedfordshire Chronic Fatigue Service and the BLMK Post-COVID Fatigue Service. This session is specifically aimed at individuals currently working, offering guidance on what to consider if your current job isn't suitable for you. Let's begin. If you find that your health is not improving, or if your employer is unwilling or unable to support you, it's important to assess your situation. If your employer has acted fairly and made reasonable adjustments, but it is still not feasible for you to continue working, they may dismiss you on the grounds of incapability, meaning you are no longer able to perform the job you are contracted to do. On the other hand, if you choose to resign because your employer has placed unreasonable demands or expectations on you, you may have grounds to claim constructive dismissal. This situation can arise if the work environment has become intolerable due to excessive pressure. To navigate this challenging situation, consider the following steps which can help clarify your way forward. Keep records. It is essential to keep detailed records of all interactions related to your employment situation. This includes notes from conversations, summaries of meetings, copies of emails, letters, and any actions you've taken to resolve the issue. Having this documentation can be a valuable resource in helping you clarify your position. Explore other communication routes. If your immediate manager is not supportive, think about who else in the organization might be able to support you. This could be someone higher up your manager's hierarchy, a member of a human resource department, an employee representative, or a trade union official. Sometimes a new viewpoint can provide some clarification. Reach out for professional guidance. Don't hesitate to look into various resources for support. This could include speaking with a union representative or consulting the Disability Employment Advisor at your local Job Center Plus. You might also consider visiting an employment advisor at your local Citizens Advice Bureau or contacting organizations such as ACAS, Power, Advocacy People, etc. These organizations can offer advice that is specific to your situation. Please speak to your treating clinician if you would like to have some guidance on who to seek help from. Consider mediation. Your employer may agree to try mediation through ACAS or the Labor Relations Agency, or otherwise known as LRA. These organizations have specialists who can facilitate discussions between you and your employer, aiming to find a mutual agreeable solution. Mediation can often lead to productive outcomes without escalating issues further. Initiate the grievance process. If informal conversations fail to yield positive results, you may want to formally initiate your company's grievance procedure, which is usually outlined in the staff handbook. Keeping records, as mentioned earlier, will serve you well during this process. You may need to follow this protocol if you later decide to pursue legal action against your employer. Explore legal action. If your employer fails to meet the requirements of the Equality Act 2010 and you cannot reach a satisfactory resolution through ACAS or the LRA, you can consider filing a claim against your employer at an employment tribunal. Employment tribunals are independent judicial bodies that address disputes regarding employment rights, including issues of dismissal, redundancy, and discrimination. According to the Employment Tribunal Service, you have grounds to take your case to the tribunal if you have suffered a detriment, discrimination, including indirect discrimination, harassment, victimization, or dismissal based on disability or you due to your employer's failure to make reasonable adjustments. However, pursuing a claim at an employment tribunal can be a complex process. It's advisable to first seek guidance from the ACAS helpline, Citizens Advice, or your union if you are a member. It's crucial to obtain experienced advice as soon as possible since a claim to an employment tribunal must be submitted within 3 months of your dismissal. The timeline is strict, and missing this deadline can result in losing your right to pursue your claim. Despite our best efforts to maintain our positions, there are times when we find ourselves unexpectedly facing job loss. It can be a difficult reality to accept as we navigate the emotions and challenges that come with its unfortunate turn of events. It affects not only your income but also your self confidence, daily routine, sense of purpose, and even your social life. It's completely natural to feel angry, hurt, rejected, or anxious during this time. You might find yourself grieving for your former job. If this is how you feel, please don't bottle it up. Talk to your family members or friends or reach out for support. If you are feeling low, you can contact the Samaritans anytime. If you're unhappy with your former employer, one effective way to release that frustration is to write down everything you wish you could say to them. This is a private exercise. Share your thoughts on paper without the intention of sending it. Expressing your emotions in this way can be a form of a therapy. Allow yourself the necessary time to process and accept what has happened. It may seem like the end of the world right now, but you will get through this. Try to look at the situation from a different perspective. Are there any potential benefits to being free from your previous job? Is there a lesson to be learned from this experience that could guide your way forward? Think about what you can do next. This will help you focus on productive steps instead of dwelling on the stressful past. We will also provide you with some helpful contacts whom you can reach out to in your leaflet that will be accompanied with this webinar series. Thank you for listening to session 12. The next session will provide brief guidance on how to start or get back to work.